Hello tarot lovers, the last card of this year. Check us out, look what we've got. Oh my goodness, the Knight of Swords reversed. My word, look at this card. Look at this guy, my word. Of all the things to let go of, to drop, to leave behind at the end of this year, maybe that's the message for us, the message for me, no doubt, but hopefully the message for you too. So let's take a look at this knight and go a little bit deeper into who he is. So we've got this Knight of Swords is the knight of the shining armor of the mind, the intellect, our rationality, our reason, our ability to think, our smartness and intelligence and our knowledge and our truth. And he fights for all of those wonderful things in a slightly dodgy way. So when we know that these court cards, when they're upside down, they really reflect the shadow nature of who we are, and the shadow nature of this knight is kind of a strong one, maybe one that you relate to on different levels. So he's got all this strong intellect, he's very clever, very smart. I don't think that changes just because he's upside down. His smartness, his quickness of mind, he's the fastest of knights, so he's very quick-witted. That doesn't change so much. He just uses his wit in a slightly negative way, and he doesn't understand how to control maybe the speed of his mind. So you'll find that this is the guy who's all about going for it. He's super ambitious and motivated, and he's got all this determination, and yeah, come on, let's go for it. And he's off, wow, without realizing he needs to turn around and, hey, this is, I was supposed to be going with a bunch of other people, and he's half a mile down the track already, and it's a group event. This guy's not so good at that. Yeah, doesn't do group events so well. He's off on his own. This is the guy who goes so fast, and he's like, and he's so focused on his goal, that, he misses the turning. Yeah, because he sees the goal over there. There it is. Look, there's the goal. Yeah. And he misses the fact that there's a block to the end of this road. The quickest way is actually going that way and then around, and then you'll get to that goal. The quickest way isn't through the swamp because there's no road through the swamp. You have to go around it. And he misses these subtle stories. He misses he misses a lot of his own intuition, I think, more than anything else, because he's just very, focused on his head, very intellectual in nature. His intellectuality is very strong, but it doesn't always help him, He hates to be wrong, for example. He knows something about everything, and he's that guy, in the world that, he knows something about everything. And he mentioned, geology, and woof, yeah, I know a little bit about that, and he'll go off and off and on and on. He's a bit of a know-it-all, this guy, guilty, and he can, he can fight in order to be right instead of sometimes admitting he's wrong. I was speaking to a friend who knows our family very well, and he was saying, and we were talking about this know-it-all nature that runs in the family and that we have, and how difficult it is once you buy into that idea that you have to be right and you have to know something, and that's where, your sense of identity comes from. That's where, you're feeling good about yourself is dependent upon you knowing something or you being right about something. It's very difficult for us to apologize and to be wrong. Yeah, and he was noting how we were talking about how most of the members of my family don't do wrong very well. I mean, maybe this is a common trait in most human beings, but I was making it personal, and I was realizing, how even when you apologize, the apologies are like, yeah, I'm sorry, but blah, 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 blah. I've got lots of excuses for being wrong, and so I'm sorry, but I'm right. I'm right in being wrong because of this and this and this and this and this and this. And so there's not real apology there, This is a knight who's, he's fixed in his ideas. He's so rigid about where he's going, and that he misses the flexibility that he's also capable of deep down. But when he's upside down, this is his shadow story. And when he gives too much importance to his intellect, he's going to end up, sitting in his intellect too much and not feeling the truth and not being connected to other people. He lacks empathy. This guy is going to sometimes be a bit dodgy in his intellect too. He's going to be putting people down with his thoughts. He's going to be sarcastic. He's going to be a bully sometimes. He's going to be arrogant, and he's going to manipulate other people. He's pretty good at gaslighting, this guy. He can make you believe things that are not true, and he can convince you to come with him because he's so smart, and you look up to that smartness that he is. But sometimes, his smartness isn't really heart focused, and so this is the guy that you can't trust all the time. And this is the part of us that we can't trust all the time. This is the part of our own minds that we can't trust all the time. This guy can also, he can also drive himself so fast, so quickly, so far that he'll get exhausted, and he'll burn out, and he'll be lost in a moment of I can't do any more, and he'll just go full on until there's no more energy left, and then collapse. Yeah, and this may be one of his tendencies. He also has this. Sometimes he can be indecisive. He's got so much going on in his mind, and he gives so much importance to it that he gets distracted, and he'll feel scattered, like a scatterbrain sometimes, and he won't always be focused, and he'll be indecisive and not be able to make the decisions that he needs to make. This is the excessive mind that stops insomniacs from sleeping at night and makes us obsessive about one thing, and this one thing that we just can't get out of our head because it's so important, because it is who we are, because this is what we need to focus on, because he can be great at finding solutions to problems when he's the right way up, but he can obsess over problems that can't be solved or nor need to be solved in this moment. So, if there's any of these qualities that you have, let's let go of them for today, shall we? Let's make a let's make a pact to drop our know-it-allness, to apologize with sincerity, to feel our hearts, to be empathic, and to stop trying to convince people that we're right or pretend that we need to be right all the time, because we really don't. Let's plan our future. Let's plan ahead so that we can, foresee some of those issues that we're going to have into. That this guy just bumps into head on, smacks him in the face, and he has to learn the hard way. Let's focus on what we want for sure. Let's turn this card around and be that positive guy who's super clever and intelligent. Be that self who knows exactly where he's going and can motivate and lift everybody else up around him, and can be a great motivation and a great inspirer for other people. And he's not afraid. He's super courageous to go out and go for something, and he is the warrior of consciousness, finding truth in this world. Let's be that guy instead. And I wish you a wonderful end to the year, and coming into the New Year celebrations. In the new year, I'm going to start a 12-day tarot reading on a personal level course, which not a course, but just a little exercise that you can all join me in doing if you want, especially if you have some tarot cards. And it should be an interesting sort of journey through the 12 first days of the year. Much love to you, much love and celebration for this evening, and enjoy the new year when it comes. It's bound to be more fun than this one. I don't know. Well, there's another thing about this guy as well. So this guy can also be the frustrated dude who doesn't get off his arse and go somewhere. A bit like all of us this year, we wanted to go and do this, we wanted to go and do that, and life says no, you have to sit at home and do bugger all. Yeah, this is also this guy who can be a little bit frustrated. We don't need to fight it, just sit at home, do bugger all, and enjoy it, and love yourself in the process.